Madilyn paused on the stairs, one hand lightly resting on the railing as she listened to her grandfather down below, the tap, tap, tap of his cane on the hardwood floor announcing his presence.
"Maddie, where are you off to?"
She gave him a gentle smile. "I thought I'd go through Grandma Belle's things, Grandpops." She could see the steely resolve in his dark eyes. Despite his age, 89 a few months ago, and his dependence on the cane, he was still a tall, intimidating man who was as mentally sharp as he'd always been.
"Your mother will go through it all, no doubt,"
he said, tapping his cane for emphasis.
"What she hasn't already pilfered through."
She spread her hands out. When is she going to go through it? She already left. Yes, she had dashed back to the city, returning to her apartment in Manhattan immediately after the burial, saying she had urgent business to attend to. Madilyn knew the urgent business was a pleasure trip to Bermuda with some new friends of hers. She'd learned that from Evan. Never mind that her own mother had just died. Never mind that her elderly father was apparently going off the deep end and planning to not only sell the estate but move to an assisted living facility of all places. Yes, that was his plan. And her plan was to talk him out of it. Her mother, however, had assumed he really would sell and hadn't been concerned in the least. Instead, she had sorted through Grandma Belle's jewelry, taking the most expensive pieces without asking. She wondered if her grandfather knew that. To be fair, her grandmother had been ill for the last several years, bedridden for the last 10 months. A nurse had lived here at the estate with them, tending to her until the end. And only one day after she died, her grandfather had surprised them all by declaring he was going to move on, saying he couldn't bear to stay there without his Belle. He motioned up the stairs.
"Whatever's up there is not worth keeping anyway. Belle moved all our things down here when she couldn't manage the stairs any longer, years ago."
"What about in the attic? You have things in there still, don't you?"
"Mostly ancient junk. I doubt anyone has been up there in years."
He waved her away.
"Look through it if you want. I've already decided to have all that hauled off."
He waved at the formal room where he stood.
"All of this. Might as well get rid of it all."
She went down the steps a little way and leaned on the railing, looking at him. "Is there not anything you want to keep, Grandpops?"
"What for?"
Then he straightened his shoulders, tapping his cane in that familiar way of his, and gave a disinterested sigh.
"I won't be around much longer anyway. No sense in hanging on to stuff."
He waved around him again.
"No sense in hanging on to any of this.